Hey, what's up everyone? This is Frankie with MeekSpace.com. Today we're going to talk about Method 4. Method 4 actually, Method 4 for Apple devices. And Method 4 actually involves two methods, but since we use the same app to do both methods, we're just going to wrap them all up into one method. So Method 4 involves downloading an app from the App Store called iFiles, and then using iFiles to browse to box.net, download the files, and then open them up into iSilo. It's pretty much like the method 3 using download lite. In fact, it's really close to the same process. But then also iFiles allows us to use a wireless method of connecting to our computer and moving files over that way. So we'll cover both methods in this Method 4 Apple device option. So let's get started. Of course, the main things you want to consider is on your Apple device, you got to make sure you have iSilo installed. So if you don't, please visit the App Store, look up iSilo, and purchase it and install it. And then the other app that you're going to want to look for is iFiles. And so I'm going to show you this iPhone 3G, but it works for all Apple devices. So you'll just you'll go to the App Store and you'll look up a program called iFiles. I'll show that to you here. So you'll go to search. Type in iFiles and you'll download iFiles. And iFiles is not a free program, and it's not real cheap either. So you notice it's $3.99. But it really is a good program. I've used it quite a bit, and it has a couple of methods you can use to download files. So with that in mind, you'll download iFiles if you choose to use this method. And once you get it installed, you'll pull up iFiles. And iFiles again is very similar to download lite. In fact, if you use download lite, you don't even need iFiles, but iFiles does give you a wireless sync to your computer method, and that's why I like it. So basically you'll open up iFiles and you'll go to the dashboard, and at the bottom you'll have your different connection types. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to visit the middle one, which is Picture of the World, which is actually the built-in browser in iFiles. And so from here, what you want to do is visit m.box.net. So we'll erase everything. We'll just go to m.box.net and we'll just hit go. And basically this is just going to take us to the mobile box.net site. And once we get there, sometimes it'll take you right to the page that gives you the login and the sign up page, but other times it'll take you to a page that asks you, do you want to go to do you want to download the Box for iPhone app, or do you want to go to the mobile site? You'll want to choose go to mobile site, which will then take you to this page. So at this point we'll want to click on login, and we'll want to go ahead and enter your box.net login and password. And you can also choose to keep that login saved as well. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and off camera, I'm going to go ahead and type in that information. So once you're finished typing in that information, you'll just hit the go in the bottom right corner. And what it should do is remember your information and just take you to your Box.net account. Now if you're a member, if you're a Box.net collaborator, you'll have the Theocratic folder, and if you're not, you won't have anything, and you won't be able to go any further in this tutorial. So if you're not a Box.net collaborator, you'll need to visit meekspace.com, create an account, and then one of the how to get files on certain devices pages will help you become a collaborator. So anyway, we log into your Box.net account. You'll go to your Theocratic folder, and we're going to download an iSilo file and a PDF file just to show you how both of those would work in iFiles. So we'll go into iSilo first of all. iSilo is the folder that we keep all of the iSilo formatted files in. And remember, iSilo is, you can only use iSilo to open iSilo formatted files. You don't open PDFs or EPUB files in iSilo. So we've got our different folders here. I'm going to go ahead and just go into magazines. And I'm just going to grab the Magazines 2010 PDB file. And what should happen is it's just going to open up a preview. It won't be able to really preview the file because Box.net doesn't recognize PDB files. But it'll give us a link to download. So you'll click download. And a lot of times the iFiles browser tries to open the file, and it might give you a message that says it's unable to open the file. Do you want to download it? And you'll just say yes. So we'll see if it does this to us. It doesn't always do that. A lot of times it'll just open up the download and start downloading it. But sometimes it does it the other way too. So just be aware of that. I always pay attention to the little spinning icon up in the top to see what it's doing. So there it says the current location cannot be viewed. Would you like to download it? So we'll just hit download. And if you hit these up and down arrows here at the bottom, it'll show you the progress of the file you just chose to download. So it gives you a little preview of, the file downloading, and kind of helps you see that something's actually working. And when it's done downloading, you'll see the message that you'll get or what it does. So there you go. It just says download complete. So you can go ahead and hit the close button. And that takes us back to Box.net. So I want to go back to the Theocratic folder because I want to grab a PDF file so you can see how that works. So instead of going into iSilo, we're going to go into Tools and Material. It actually says Tools and Study Material. It's just shortened here on the screen. That's where a lot of our PDF files are kept in different folders. So there we are. So we're going to go ahead and go into, say, the Kingdom Ministry. Alright, and then we'll just scroll down here find the latest one. It looks like we've got a December Kingdom Ministry, so we'll click on it. Now remember, if Box.net recognizes the format, it'll try to preview the file, and the only reason it wouldn't let you see it is if the file's too big, or if it doesn't recognize the format. So here it's going to show us it is a PDF file, gives us the name, and so we'll just click download. And at this point is where it's going to try to open it or give us the option to save it. Again, up here at the top next to your clock there's a little spinning icon. That kind of, as long as that thing's spinning, you know it's trying to do something. So that's kind of how I gauge. You got to develop patience on some of these apps, and that's one way to kind of keep an eye on it, so you know it's doing something. So there, it's able to preview the file for us, and we're going to hit Save Current Page. So we'll go back here after we previewed it. If you click on the download links, you're able to look here, and you can see that it actually downloaded the file for us when we previewed it. So while we were previewing it, it was actually downloading it for us. So that's kind of how it reacts a little different when it's messing with files that it recognizes. It'll let you see them. So we did get it downloaded though. So we'll go ahead and we're done with this section. One thing I wanted to do also is I wanted to visit another website, the jdev.org website from within iFiles. So we'll go ahead and go to jdev.org now. And I kind of just wanted to show you how you could download files from here as well. So we'll come down here to the download tab, and we'll have to zoom in to this page and come over here, and under the digital publications go to magazines, and then you've got the choice of language and then what month you want to download. And then I usually come down here under the magazine, the study article, and I usually get the EPUB file. The reason I download EPUB rather than PDF is because the EPUB files have the scriptures embedded in them, and you don't need any other file to get the scriptures. In fact, you don't need iSilo or anything to read these, so I usually just get them from here. So it's going to ask us to download it because it doesn't recognize the EPUB file. Now, in order to view these EPUB files, you are going to have to go download another app from the App Store that will read EPUB files. I don't have one in mind to give you just right now, but we'll go look here when we're finished. So we should be able to click on this download link here, and we should see that file downloading. And it's small enough that it already finished. So we can see that we were able to download from jw.org from iFiles too. So we've successfully downloaded some files. So we'll go back to the home page and click on Home, and it should show us our files that we have sitting in here. So of course the iSilo file that we want to look at, is the magazine 2010. So we want to move it into the iSilo's program. So we'll click on it and we'll get this menu system. So we want to go to Open In, and it says we have iSilo, so we'll open it in iSilo. So what it should be doing is opening up iSilo in the background. Just takes a little bit of time here. And there's the file. So that file I can, it's got the study articles, so I can go in and choose an article and scroll through the document. So if we go back here to our device, if you notice when it opens that file up, there's an inbox folder, and that's where it puts that file at. See? So when we opened it from iFiles, iSilo, it actually opened it in iSilo, but it also moved the file into iSilo for us and put it in the inbox. Well, of course, we don't want to leave it in the inbox, so we'll click on the left side here and we'll copy it. And then the copy file screen comes up, and we want to choose a destination folder, put it in our theocratic folder. We want to delete the original. We don't want to leave it in a copy in the inbox, so we'll then hit copy. And see, it disappeared out of our inbox. So if we go up and go into theocratic, we should see magazines 2010, and we do. So that's how that works. Now you can create new folders if you don't know how to do that in iSilo by going to the top right ... doing a new folder, and then you can type the name of a folder and hit save, and it'll finish that. But that's how you make a new folder. Okay, and so that does that helps us with the process of getting a file from box.net into iFiles and then opening it into iSilo. So the next part of this we want to look at is in iFiles, we want to see what we do with the PDF files. Now iSilo doesn't open up PDF files, so if we click on the PDF file from inside iFiles, see, it opens up and lets us read the file and everything right here. So basically what you do with PDF files is you just leave them in iFiles. And you can move them into one of these folders here, or you can make new folders and move them into there if you want. So basically iFiles is meant to store your files, all files that it recognizes. And you just open iFiles and you come to your files in here, and this is where you store them and open them up and use them. All except for iSilo and other files that it doesn't recognize, like EPUB. So basically that's how you use the one method inside of iFiles. So we're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to go back and show you how to use the next method using iFiles. And that's done through this little icon here to the left of the internet one. If you click that, it's going to pop up and turn on the communications between your device and your computer. So it gives you an address to connect to. And so the address is 192.168.0.10:8080. Now yours might be different depending on your router. It might assign it a different number. So what we want to do is we want to go to the internet on our computer and type in 192.168.0.10:80. So http://192.168.0.10:8080. So I'm going to set the phone down and I'm going to go to that page using my browser. So I'm just going to open a new tab up, and I'm just going to do 192.168.0. I believe it was 10. I'm checking. Yeah, .10, and then :8080. And then I want to go to that page. Now you notice it recognizes the name of your Apple device, and then it shows you're in iFiles. And so this is how to connect wirelessly with your computer to iFiles. Now if we wanted to upload a file, of course you'd have to go to box.net. You'd have to log into box.net, go to your theocratic folder, and you'd have to download a file. So in this case I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go to iSilo, and I'm just going to go to meeting aids, and I'm going to download the November 7th weekly study material. So we'll click on that and we'll click download. So this is the other method that's inside of method 4 using iFiles, is you use box.net on your computer to download the files, and then you connect wirelessly through iFiles to your device to move the files onto your Apple device. So we're just waiting for the file to download. I watched this bottom screen and it'll eventually come up. So we got it downloaded. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our device here, the iFiles connection, and we'll click the upload button, and we'll want to browse to where that file's at, and it took me right there. But how you get there is on the left under favorites there's a downloads thing, which is where those files get downloaded to if you're using Windows 7. So here's the weekly study material file, so I want to click on it and open it. And if you'll notice, it's uploading down here. It's going to give us kind of a detailing of what it's doing, and we'll just have to wait for it to see how long it takes. Now I'm looking at my device here, and my device went to sleep. My Apple device went to sleep, so I had to turn it back on again, and as soon as I did, it reconnected, and then if you notice, that file completed. So now this file is downloaded onto our iFiles system. So I'm going to show you the device again. You notice we still have our status of our wireless connection. So what we want to do is just go back to the home button, and that'll take us into where the files are at, and we should have that new one, that weekly study material November 7th that we put on there. So there it is. So if I click it again, it's going to hold the button in so the menu pops up. It's an iSilo file, so we want to open in, and it should let us open it in iSilo, and there it is, the weekly study material document. And if we go back to doc list, remember it put it in the inbox, so we need to move it by clicking on the left and hit copy. It'll give us the copy. We'll choose the destination folder. I want to put it in my theocratic folder, and I want to delete the original so I don't have double copies, and I'll hit copy. Now it's not in the inbox. I'll hit the up box, go to theocratic, and there's the weekly study material November 7th. So that's how you use the second method on method 4, and that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope some of this is useful to you. Thanks for watching our tutorial.